Alright, y'all, my first video here, so bear with me. This is the Titan double action dagger blade OTF knife. Alright, now I've been playing with this. I've switched it on open and closed probably at least 50 or so times now. I just got it in the mail a couple hours ago, so I'm gonna be messing around with it. I opened it and, stabbed the old wood table that we don't really use and made sure it wouldn't close all that easy. The only thing I've noticed wrong with it so far is sometimes, let's see if I can get it to do it here. Sometimes when I close it, like so, it seems like the blade, the spring inside of it doesn't want to catch and hold it all the way down, so then it will end up doing something like this when I close it. And to fix that, all you have to do is kind of like a gravity knife. You just flick it out, make sure it locks open again, and then you'll be able to close it from there. I kind of expected it. It was on sale for $30. They're usually $40 with first class shipping. Fucking microwave. With first class shipping, it takes about 4 to 8 days. They say I got mine in 6 days. So it was for 32 bucks, you really can't complain. Came with a very nice factory edge. I did put it in there in the comments to make sure it's nice and sharp for me. The blade, if you have a finished blade, it will start right here where these holes are on each side. It will start rubbing on the ejection of the blade, and when it goes back in. But I don't care about that. Adds character to it, I guess. It's kind of inevitable too. There's a blood groove only on one side. The other side's not flush. Other one's not actual groove. But all in all, it's a pretty sturdy knife. It seems to not want to do that on the closeout too much anymore, because like I said, I've been breaking it in, and I opened it a few minutes ago, and it sounded a lot snappier than it usually did. So I feel like it just needed a little break in. So expect that if you order one. I got this off bladeplay.com. When you look up the Titan OTFs, they have serrated double edges, one serrated edge, a dual edge like this one, Tanto blades, finished or unfinished. I got all kinds of colors, black. This was the only color they had that was $30. Like I said, they're usually $40, $42. Honestly, if you don't want to deal with that looseness, and it's a cheap Chinese made OTF, there's not much to expect out of it, but for the money, it's a damn cool little knife. Honestly, you don't want to carry this either. You want to keep this in your house. Some people say otherwise, but I'm saying personally, I would not carry this, because if you were to get pulled over with it, you'll get confiscated for sure. I don't know how your state's laws is. I live in Ohio, but we don't really have set laws. It's really up to the county. But 2.5 inch blade maximum. This is like 3 3 1/4 inch or something like that. When it's closed, it's pretty damn big. So don't carry this if you do get one. It's ultimately up to you. I can't make up your decisions, but yeah, the finish is pretty nice. It's a very rough texture. I like it actually, because it's not gonna go anywhere when you're messing around with it. Hell, if you played with it enough, I'm sure you'd develop a fucking blister or callus of some sort. But the window smasher on it is it's pretty sturdy. Like I said, I hit our wood table with that too. Fucked around with it and made sure it was nice and steady and wouldn't go back inside. It's a pretty damn sturdy fucking knife. So for $30, I cannot complain at all. I just fucked my edge up, my point, but yeah, whatever. I guess that's inevitable, right? But yeah, bladeplay.com, you know, first class shipping. This was $32. They're usually 40 something, you know, with shipping and whatnot. Honestly, if you, I was gonna get the AKC F16. They're kind of like a bayonet style blade. Looks a lot tighter, you know. It kind of reminds me of a stiletto, but you know, a stiletto folds out, or you know, gravity knife, whatever. But it's a OTF, and it has, okay, so say it has this button over here. It has like another button that looks like it, but doesn't. It's not operable. It doesn't do nothing. I imagine it's just there for looks, and kind of like a blade guard, so to speak, so your hand doesn't slip off and, you know, catch the blade. But those are about $44, probably about $48 after shipping. If you aren't really fond of this look, I mean, it's, like I said, it's very ergonomical. I mean, real nice grip, but yeah, and not always on the close, but sometimes on the open too. It will not lock open, so that's kind of scary. I don't want to have to be fucking around with this knife if I have to deploy it in a, you know, life or death situation. Hopefully it will lock open for me every time from here on out. Like I said, since I heard that nice little snappy noise in it, then it hasn't started doing it again. So maybe it just took a little break in. I've seen a few bad reviews on these, you know, but they seem to get pretty good. Actually, just last year, at the end of last year, they started getting better with their return policy and whatnot. As long as you tell them about whatever it is and get it back to them within like 20 days, I think, then they'll either refund you or, you know, send you a new knife. Yeah, for the money, it's a neat little knife. Blade Play is very cheap. I've seen these knives going for like $60, $70 on Blade headquarters, which is just ridiculous. This is like the bare minimum price right here. I'm sure they don't pay much less than what we are for these. Like I said, they're Chinese, you know, cheap little OTFs, but they're pretty nice.